Hello friends, I am Dr. Sirajul Faizi. I welcome you in my YouTube channel. Today in this video, I am going to talk about experiments acid-base titration of aspirin. The objective of this experiment is to determine the mass of acetyl acid in an aspirin tablet. Chemicals required: potassium hydrogen phthalate KHP 204.23 grams per mole molecular weight, deionized water, sodium hydroxide approximately 0.110 molar, approximately 150 milliliter per team, phenolphthalein indicator solution, aspirin tablets, apparatus required, top loading balance, weigh paper, Erlenmeyer flask 3 into 250 milliliter, scupulas or spatulas, magnetic stirrer and stir bar, burette 25 milliliter, burette stand and clamp. Sodium hydroxide, wet and sticky, KHP nice and dry. Data observations. Part 1, standardizations of KHP sodium hydroxide solution. Solid sodium hydroxide cannot be measured massed accurately because it absorbs water and carbon dioxide from the air. Consequently, it is not possible to make an aqueous solution to a very specific and accurate concentration. Before you use sodium hydroxide to titrate aspirin, you need to standardize it, that is, determine its accurate concentration. The solution of sodium hydroxide aqueous that you are given in approximately 0.10 molar, you will titrate it against a known amount of an acid to determine the concentration of sodium hydroxide. The acid used to standardize the concentration of sodium hydroxide is potassium hydrogen phthalate KHP. It can be masked very accurately. KHP is accurately the potassium salt of the phthalate ion. So this is the reactions. The phthalate ion is the acid that is titrated by sodium hydroxide in the standardizations. So experiments acid-base titrations of aspirin. Obtain an exact mass of KHP should be about 0.3 gram in a 250 milliliter Erlenmeyer flask. Add approximately 100 milliliter of distilled water, the stir bar and 2 drops of phenolphthalein. Place the flask on the magnetic stirrer and start stirring to dissolve the acid and mix in the indicator. Place a clean burette in a stand and make sure it is straight. Pour the 0.10 molar sodium hydroxide solution carefully into the burette, filling the past the top middle. Place a waste beaker under the burette and dispense some sodium hydroxide to remove any bubbles from around the stopcock. Make sure the meniscus is on or below the 0 mark, but do not spend time trying to get it to exactly 0.00. Record the initial volume. Check with your instructor that you have the correct significance, a sig fig. Do a calculation to estimate the approximate volume of base that will be required to reach the end point in this first titration. Check this value with your instructor before you proceed. Proceeding slowly for the first trial Titrate the KHP with the sodium hydroxide until the endpoint is reached. You should observe the appearance of permanent pink color based on the addition of single drop. Record the final volume of the base. Calculate the concentration of sodium hydroxide. Repeat the above procedure twice, except omit the estimation of volume. Why? You may titrate more quickly since you can approximate where the endpoint will be. Be sure to slow down when approaching the endpoint. Obtain 3 sodium hydroxide concentrations that are close enough such that the relative standard deviation RSD is less than 3%. RSD is equal to S by X into 100. Titration of aspirin with sodium hydroxide. Part 2. Place an aspirin tablet in a clean 250 milliliter aluminum flask. Add approximately 100 milliliter of distilled water, the steel bar and 2 drops of phenolphthalein. The aspirin tablet will not dissolve completely, but you can titrate it anyway. Fill the burette with the sodium hydroxide solution and titrate as before, proceeding slowly. Then you do the calculations. Show your calculations for the concentration of sodium hydroxide, the mean, the standard deviation and the RSD. Calculate the mass of ASA in the aspirin tablet. Assuming 325 milligrams ASA per tablet is the accepted value. Determine your percentage error. Then summarize your result and error and its source. Analyze your error according to our usual methods. So friend, hope this video will be helpful to you. If you like this video, then subscribe my channel, and thanks for watching.